How's it going, everyone? Hopefully everybody's having a fabulous day. I wanted to make a quick video on the term MET or metabolic equivalent of task. And for those of you studying exercise science, this is something that you'll learn and talk about quite a bit, especially in classes involving cardiorespiratory prescription and testing and such. This is a term that's a very basic, but you can build off of it and you can do a lot of cool things with it once you know kind of the basics of it. So a MET is basically a fancy term for describing the amount of work somebody's doing. It's just kind of a standard overall term. So one MET, that's the lowest amount of work somebody could be doing. This is resting. So whenever we say one MET, you're just resting. It could be just as basic as sitting on the couch. That's probably one MET. Two METs would be maybe standing up. So not that much more energy, but this is a good thing to know that one MET is resting. With METs, you can do a couple different things with them. You can find out how much oxygen your body is using, which it would make sense that the higher the MET is, the higher level of energy the activity is, meaning you're going to be breathing more and using more oxygen. So I'm going to give you a couple different ways we can look at METs. The first one being that one MET equals 1 kilocalorie per kilogram of body weight per hour. And this is a really cool formula because this can be used to show how much energy somebody is burning based off of whatever MET value there is. So for example, somebody who is sitting on the couch, one MET, so one MET, and is 80 kilograms. So they're 1 kcal per 80 kilograms per hour. Basically means that if you're 80 kilograms, you're going to be burning 80 kilocalories per hour. Per hour. And of course, if you wanted to find out how many kilocalories you burn per minute, you would just divide that by 60, of course. We'll give another example. So if somebody's doing 3.5 MET, this would likely be walking probably at a speed of, a little bit faster than normal, probably about 3.2 to 3.7 miles per hour. So honestly around 3.5 miles per hour, which would equal 3.5 kcals per kilogram per hour. So if we use that same individual, it would simply be 3.5 times 80, because that's how much they weigh. And then that would give us, let me do some quick math. So the good old calculator told me 3.5 times 80 equals 280 kilocalories per hour. So this is a really neat thing because you can kind of go through some of your favorite activities and look to see what MAP value it is, and then based off of that you simply find out your body weight in kilograms, and then it's really just some easy plug and play maths. And then so the next thing we're going to look at is what a MET equals in regards to oxygen consumption. So one MET also equals, keep in mind, it still equals 1 kcal per kilogram per hour, but it also equals 3.5 milliliters per kilogram per hour. Excuse me, not hour, per minute. So when we're talking about milliliters, this is actually referring to oxygen, O2. So 1 met equals 3.5 milliliters per kilogram per minute of oxygen consumed. Again, remember 1 met is what we do at rest. If we know the amount of oxygen somebody's consuming, this can tell us a lot about what their VO2 value is. And that is essentially what this number is right here. That is what VO2 they are. So VO2 is simply the amount of oxygen body is using to complete a given task. Now, obviously, when we're only at 1 met, that's 3.5 milliliters of oxygen a minute. We're not really using that much oxygen. It's really easy to just sit down and do nothing, of course. But the higher we get, for example, we'll say somebody's working at 10 mets. We would do this simple multiplication of 10 mets times 3.5 milliliters per kilogram per minute, which would give us 35 liters per kilogram per minute. Now, this gives us a great way to kind of compare between different people, how well their fitness level is. And the term we use to do that is called the Vo2 Max. Now, in exercise science, there's multiple ways you can do a Vo2 Max, and this could be done through a graded exercise test, which is in a lab. You're hooked up to basically a mask that calculates the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide that your body takes in and then breathes out. And from this data, you can find basically how fit you are. So the higher the MET level you have, that means the higher oxygen your body consumes. So if somebody's VO2 max was only, say, 35 milliliters per kilogram per minute, that's the highest amount of oxygen their body can basically take in and use for any activity, the highest level of activity they can do. If somebody had 50, this would mean that they have nearly 15 more milliliters of oxygen at their disposal to use for the cells and, of course, just to help refuel the body and keep you moving. So that's I wouldn't say gold standard, but it kind of is the gold standard in finding how fit somebody is. You'll often see somebody do the treadmill test. Also, they have ones where you're on a bike. And there's actually numerous different exercise tests that you can do to find this. Something that's really cool is that you don't need a bunch of fancy equipment to find your VO2 max. All you really need is maybe a treadmill, a bike, and just something to kind of keep your constant workload. And I think I'm going to make a video coming up on how you can estimate your VO2 max based on just your heart rate. So there's some interesting info on heart rate and VO2 max and how they're kind of correlated. And I think in an upcoming video, I'm going to make a video on that. So I just wanted to give kind of some perspective on what the METs really mean when it comes to physical activity. So when we're talking about physical activity, there's two different kinds of physical activity that are the most noted, I should say. So the first type of physical activity is moderate. So moderate physical activity has a range of 3 METs to 5.9 METs. This means that if you are working in this range, you are doing a moderate activity. So something walking around walking around 3 miles per hour is about 3 METs, all the way up to, I would say it'd probably be a pretty fast walk, maybe walking up a slightly lower grade hill. And then we also have vigorous activity. Now, vigorous activity is, simple terms, 6+ METs. So anything above 6 METs, that's what we would consider vigorous activity. The American College of Sports Medicine has given us some nice kind of public health goals for us to reach. And that is 150 minutes or 75 minutes. And this is 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of vigorous activity a week. So 150 minutes of moderate activity week or 75 minutes of vigorous activity. And what this implies is that vigorous activity minutes count for 2 times the amount of moderate physical activity minutes. Because we know, obviously, the more vigorous an activity is, the less overall volume you'll need to do because you're making up with that volume and intensity, of course. So as we look at this, this can help us kind of decide what we want to do for activity for the week. And I should mention as a side note, this is kind of just the bottom line for health. So doing this won't get you incredibly shredded, won't get you at peak performance to do a marathon or something. It'll just kind of give you the most benefit of health-related ailments. So reducing your risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, certain types of cancers, numerous different health-related things. So when you're looking at your total weekly activities, this could be split up into 5 days, 30 minutes. And then all you would have to do actually to do that is just take, say, a 30-minute walk 5 days a week. And according to the ACSM, that would actually give you 3 METs, which would be in that moderate activity level, giving you the 150 minutes. So that's pretty much another application of METs. So there's a couple different applications you can use with METs. Overall, it's a really cool tool and something you'll encounter pretty frequently if you're in the realm of exercise science. Something else to note, if you want to kind of know what your favorite activity is, say badminton, or even just non-physical activities, so just driving a car even, the compendium physical activity. This is a great online resource. It's actually just a Google site, but there is literally like everything you can name. Being a checker at a grocery store, working as a librarian, sleeping, walking upstairs. It'll give you MET values for nearly every single thing on the planet. So that's a really cool resource to use if you're interested. So I'll actually link this down in the description as well for you guys to use. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up the video. I think I covered everything that I needed. So moving forward, if you have any questions on any of this information, please leave it in the comments and I will try to give you a good answer. I hope to make a video on kind of one way you can estimate your Vo2 max next, just with the use of a treadmill. So that should be pretty fun to make. But yeah, moving forward, good luck with your studies and use of METs, and yeah, we'll see you next time.